Hello, Cancer, and welcome to your mid-December 2020 Oracle and Tarot reading. My name is Tessa, and this is Tessa's Tarot. And welcome to the Eternal City of Obsidian, aka my home, my channel, where we talk about everything tarot, oracle, astrology, psychology, spirituality, self-growth, self-improvement, um, the occult, taboo subjects. I will literally talk about anything. Literally, I will talk about anything. I'm very communicative. I actually like to talk a lot. I actually like to talk a lot. And I'm going to be talking probably a lot. Well, aside from doing your reading, there actually is a lot of information that I do want to share with you guys for this particular video. Since this video is wrapping up 2020, there's a lot of things that I do want to share in reference to astrology and in reference to things that have been taking place in our lives this year, as well as in our cosmos and what is to come. Okay, so there's like kind of there's a lot of layers and there's a lot of dimension to what I'm going to be addressing in this video. Okay, but I kind of came to this greater I kind of came to this awareness during the last couple of weeks while I've been doing some really deep healing on some personal issues, like some personal wounds that I have been needing to heal from my childhood. Okay, so if you guys know about the comet Chiron, Chiron is a comet right in between Saturn and Uranus, and he's considered the wounded healer. And his placement in your chart is going to represent, depending on the sign and the house that it's in, it's going to represent some of those deeper childhood wounds, very, very, very deep childhood wounds that usually go unresolved, and we carry it with us throughout our lives and throughout our adulthood, and they get triggered at different points throughout our adulthood, and just kind of depending on some of like the transits in the cosmos. And we're forced to heal it and deal with it like throughout our lives and as time goes on. So there's kind of like the good part about your Chiron is typically that same wound, that has healed you in your childhood, that hurt child that gets triggered. There's the plus side is that you're usually able to heal other people through that very wound. Okay, so this is like something very deep that's inside us that we can like transmute, that we can heal, and that we can bring up into conscious awareness, and that we can allow ourselves to integrate into who we are and into our bigger value here on earth. Okay, and the bigger value in terms of like how we can use that to also help others and heal others. Okay, so that's the wounded healer. So my Chiron has kind of been like in my face these last couple of weeks, and Sagittarius season, it just so happens for the year 2020, Sagittarius season is like kind of a son of a bitch for like all Sagittariuses. We have a lot of things going on this month. We had the partial lunar eclipse in the beginning of the season. We have a total solar eclipse in Sagittarius tomorrow, which I'm already kind of like feeling it, but it's more of a positive energy. It's more of like a coming into yourself kind of energy. And then we have the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction in Aquarius on December 21st. That's actually taking place in Capricorn season. So the sun is entering Capricorn on the winter solstice, and the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction is going to be kicking off a new era in Aquarius on December 21st. So that's really big. But I feel like December is a very significant month for everybody because we're all really reflecting on 2020 and we're all really looking at everything that this year has brought us, has taught us, the lessons, the like the in your face just need to really like restructure and and like slow down and take a break, and really kind of figure out what we're doing, what our values are, what our what's to come, what's the lesson in all this, what is the lesson in all this. So this video is really going to be kind of about focusing in more on that lesson, because I really do think that there is a bigger lesson at play here. And the reason why I brought up my whole Chiron placement is because I kind of discovered that lesson through these last couple of weeks of my healing. Okay, and we're all on our own timeline, right? So we're all on our own journey, and we're all experiencing all the different things that are happening in our solar system this year and on our planet in a different way depending on our transits. Okay, and I am going to be incorporating more of astrology into my videos. I am going to get into the tarot reading, so don't worry, I am going to get into that, but I am going to start incorporating more astrology into my introductions and just kind of expanding my channel in that way. So, and the reason I wanted to take a little bit more time with the introduction for this series of videos is because it is the last series of videos for 2020 in reference to zodiac tarot readings. The next video I'm going to do as soon as I wrap all this up, it's going to be, I started this channel this year and I want to do like a get to know me through astrology video before we kick off 2021, because I really want you guys to get to know me through astrology. I feel like it can be really beneficial. It can be really beneficial, not just for I mean it would be, it's beneficial for me, but I feel like it would also be beneficial to create a more like valuable and kind of deeper like community value, where like you guys are able to get to know me through astrology. I can really kind of like break down some of my placements, because even though we have a unique blueprint that is given to us through astrology with our birth chart and our natal chart, we can share some of the same aspects, and we can share similar placements. And if I can talk about some of the things that I've experienced in my life, and I feel like astrology has given me I've really been able to get to know myself on a more intimate level through astrology. And if I can kind of like provide information about what I've learned while getting to know myself through astrology and how it has related to my experiences and some of the things that I have experienced in my life, and if that can help somebody, then that's awesome. So, and I'm also providing information simultaneously. There's a lot of dimensions to why I'm actually posting this video. I also want to, do it also kind of like a preview as to like how I would do a birth chart analysis for you guys in the future, because I do want to be able to provide not just tarot readings but also birth chart and natal chart readings for you guys, and you can kind of like see all the different things that I talk about by doing my own chart. I hope that makes sense. So basically, like by me dissecting my own chart, you can really see how deep I go, or like what are the specific things that I actually do talk about in the chart. And then if you ever want to do a birth chart or a natal chart reading with me, you can like email me, and I would do it over video. So I would like record it and I would present it over a video through like a private link. Okay, so that's kind of my plan for that. So yeah, and then in the process, in the meantime, you kind of get to know me. I don't really like, I'm more than, I don't know, like people are different on YouTube, you know, like some people don't really like share their personal stories. They just want to like teach and do tarot readings, and that's fine, but I'm different. So I'm definitely being guided to I'm definitely being guided by like what I have discovered about my own value system, especially through my Chiron. And I'm not going to go into the depths of that in this video because I do want to get back to astrology and things that are going on right now in our solar system, so I can then jump into your reading. But I will talk about it more in the video that I'm going to do towards the end of 2020, okay, or like in the next week or two, which is going to be like get to know me through astrology. So if you're interested in following me and seeing what I have in store for the future, definitely subscribe. And okay, so going back into what's going on right now. So like I said, we have the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction that's happening December 21st. In Aquarius, and it's kicking off a new era. Okay, so for the next, so after the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction goes into Aquarius on December 21st, it's going to be in air signs for the next 200 years. Okay, so it's really going to shift the way that we approach things in the world. It's moving into air energy, so Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. So there's going to be a lot more focus on communication, on the intellect, on ideas, on really progressing things forward in reference to more like new ideas about how to live sustainably, new ideas about how to like work together in community dynamics, and also in humanitarian, like worldly dynamics as well. And there's going to be a restructuring, okay, because so for the last 200 years, the Jupiter-Saturn conjunctions have been in Earth signs, okay? So this is really relevant to, and you might see some videos that say like we're entering into the age of Aquarius, and I don't think that's how it works. I don't think that the actual age of Aquarius is going to be like soaked into our reality for probably quite some time. And the way that I relate that analogy is I think of the game Telephone. I don't know if you've ever played that game when you were a kid. Like if you think of a room full of people and like let's say I whisper something to somebody's ear, by the time it goes around the whole room and it comes back to me, what I originally said is completely different, okay? And then every single person in the room has a completely different perspective and a different piece of the story, but our realities have been altered because by the time it gets back to me, I'm like, what? Like, what's going on, you know? Because because then you realize that everyone is thinking differently, okay? Everyone is thinking differently. So the way that I see the age of Aquarius is like December 21st is the inception. That is that first story. That is that first seed that is kicking everything off. But it's going to take time. It's going to take time to really settle into our reality and to really filter through so that we can all kind of create this story. And then, you know, and then historians one day are going to be able to look at the bigger picture and be like, okay, this is the age of Aquarius, you know, something like that. So that's kind of how I see like the ages and things like that. So I'll call it an era. I do kind of feel like we're about to kick off kind of a new era because this is really significant because Saturn and Jupiter are the biggest planets in our solar system, and their energy and their vibrations affect us here on Earth, okay? It's a reflection. So like if you think of the whole like saying like as above so below, so like the reflection of our universe, it's like a mirror to what's happening on Earth, okay? It's like a mirror. So you know, reality is multidimensional, it's multi-layered, time is multidimensional, time is multi-layered. But I'm not going to get too much into like like my personal philosophy and like how I think about time and dimension and things like that. Maybe I'll talk about it in the other video, the Get to Know Me video. I don't know what I'm going to talk about in the Get to Know Me video, but it's going to be, I'm going to use my own birth chart as a guide. But I really don't know exactly what I'm going to actually share. Not because there's something I don't want to share. It's just like, You know, it can only be so long. You can't share everything. Like, as I make videos in the future, maybe I'll share more, but you know what I'm saying. So who knows? My candle. So, yeah, so for the last couple of weeks, I've really been like, I kind of got like guided and I got led into my own discovery of what the great lesson is, that we need to take with us into this next era, okay? And I discovered this lesson through my Chiron healing that I've been doing. And it has to do with value, okay? And the reason why this has come to me the way that it has is because the planet Uranus, which is the planet of revolution, of reconstruction, of breaking down old systems so new systems can be born, progress, future-oriented ideas and mentalities, this planet is currently in the sign of Taurus. And Taurus is a fixed earth sign, and we are coming out of 200 years of earth, but it's like you don't just close one door and open another and then just forget about everything that happened the last 200 years and then step into this next phase like they're disconnected. No. You take the good things. So Mother Earth has had it with us. Okay, we see that 2020, everything that has happened in 2020, she's had it with us. The viruses, the injustices, the like everything, like we have consumed the out of this planet. It's not sustainable. It's not just sustainable like from a material perspective, but from like a soul perspective in terms of like our values, the values that we have been building upon is not sustainable to the bigger picture of Earth, okay? And that needs to be re-examined and needs to be restructured. And that has to do with Taurus, okay? Taurus is the fixed Earth sign. It has to do with our values and the way that we build value over time. We build on possessions. It starts with what we can give to society. Taurus energy, it begins with your inner values, with your core principles, what it is that you can contribute and give to society, being able to monetize on that and being able to build from the ground up a sense of beauty and a sense of value. You know, this is, and then you start to accumulate possessions. Taurian people, they value possessions, and but it's taking the good things and leaving the bad behind. So it's kind of like you need to like rediscover your own inner value system and understand your core principles. And like it is about seeing the beauty in possessions as well, but that's also what needs restructuring. Okay, so it's kind of like you still need to understand what the priority is. And like, what if you didn't have possessions? What if you lost your job this year? What if you had things taken away from you? Okay, because my Chiron is in Taurus, that represents as a childhood wound. Like in my childhood, I had things constantly taken away from me, and I'll talk about that in the other video. But it's like, if you had things taken away from you this year, what is now, like, what are you relying on within you so you can provide and give something and show your value? Like, what is your value as an individual? You are still a body on earth. You are a body. Like, you're a living, breathing thing. You're not a possession, you know? Like, so your value is going to be greater than the value of stuff. Okay, but everybody has something different to give. So it's like, so this is what we need to take into the next era. Okay, we need to take with us into the next phase this idea of value. Okay, and we all have something different that we can give. For some people, it is stuff. Like for some people, like maybe they can contribute to society, like things or money or things like that. Okay, it's like an exchange of energy. and other people, they have something else. Like maybe they can write a poem. You know what I mean? Like we all have gifts. We all have gifts. So this is what I believe is like is the lesson. This is the earth. This is the it's through this Taurus, these Taurus characteristics, and through this Taurus energy that this is the part of the last 200 years of this earth cycle. That's the part that we need to bring with us into the next phase, because if we just shut, if you just shut the door, if you just shut the door on the earth era and just open yourself up to the air, like you can't really contain air. Okay? And like we want to have new ideas. We want to have progressive oriented ideas. We want to build on new, more sustainable like things and ways of being in the world. But once again, the intellect and mental processes and ideas in general cannot be contained. So what's going to ground us? I hope that this is making sense, because it's like we still need something to remind us of Earth's, of the value. It's a lesson of value. We need to be reminded that Earth is valuable to us. So how can we keep that lesson of the value of Earth, not to abuse our home, and still go into this next era of new ideas with this in our consciousness, in our awareness. Do you know what I'm saying? Like that's what I believe is the lesson. And I'm discovering this through astrology. Like this is like information that's being channeled to me as I'm looking at the things that are going on in our universe. Okay, so for your first card, we have expression. So, I'm only pulling 3 cards because like it's my mission with this channel to not to tell you guys like what to do, not to tell you guys what to think, because we have been consuming information like vultures. And I feel like people these days, like, they can't even think for themselves anymore. They just like consume. But it's like I feel like it's going to be really important, especially if we are moving into this new era of air. It's going to be important to give yourself time to really process something. Like, let's say you read an article. Instead of just like constantly consuming information, like give yourself time to really process what you just took in and what you just consumed, and try to understand your own feelings about it and how you relate to it, and like what's valuable about this. Like really ask yourself what's valuable about the things that are around you, because and I feel like America in specific, I feel like the lesson of value is going to be really big for America in specific, and that is my opinion. So for your first card, you have expression. So it's like, Cancer, you guys are ruled by the moon, so you're very much in the ebb and in the flow of life. So like, what do you want to express? This is how I see this, because I know you guys are very expressive. So it's like, what do you want to express? What, the things, I feel like the things that you want to express, the things that you can share with the world, the things that you do want to express and share with the world is valuable. magic stream. Yeah, like you guys are just like part of this magic stream. I definitely think of this as like moon energy. I think of this as like the different phases of the moon, with you guys being ruled by the moon. It's just like this, it's this flow. It's just this never-ending stream of like it's like a stream of consciousness. It's a stream of awareness. It's a stream of expression. It's a magic stream. It just like comes out of you, and that's really valuable. It just comes out of you, and that's really valuable. You know, your emotions. And then we have the Fool, which is Uranus. The Fool is ruled by Uranus. So it's like, yeah, just like if you have a new idea or a new project or something that you've been working on, like you know, it's telling you like, go, you know, whatever it is that you want to express, whatever it is that you want to share with the world, this is valuable. Just do it. Okay, with this Fool card over here, it's like a new, you know, it's saying like, just do it, you know, just say what you need to say, express what you need to express. People are going to be inspired by it. That's like what we need right now. You know, we need more people who can think for themselves, who can create their own opinions, who can express themselves in being true and authentic to themselves. Like this is what, like we need to value that. We need to value this in each other, because we are human beings. Like we are physical manifestations on earth. The things that we feel, the things that we go through, everything that makes us who we are is important and is valuable, and it should be valuable to everybody. And this is how we learn about each other. This is how we help our society. This is how we help humanity, by like allowing these things to come into the light, so we can learn about each other and so we can grow together. Okay, it doesn't matter if I'm in Chicago, it like you could be on a different side of the globe, but like we have this technology, we have this ability to communicate, we have this ability to like share with each other and to get to know each other, depending, you know, like there's so much that we can learn. Doesn't matter what side of the globe you're on, like there's so much we can learn. And even though we are more like forced to focus on community efforts and things that are going on locally, like the way that we expand and the way that we broaden our knowledge and our horizons, and the way that we broaden our values, is by like understanding each other, is by opening up to other people's experiences and other things that other people have gone through. Like that is like how we learn. Otherwise we're just going to be stuck in our own ego, and we're going to be literally like these stupid little like lab rat bunnies that doesn't know fucking shit about what's going on the other side of the world, and that's not good. I'm really feeling this magic stream. So, you know, it's just, that's what it is. It's time to, you know, with this Aquarius energy that we're coming into right now, like that's part of it. It's like, yeah, it's about the local community, but it's also about the global community, and it's about like just like really allowing yourself to open up to others, to other experiences, you know, open yourself up to other experiences. So, you know, that's another reason why I want to do the whole like get to know me video. I was actually going to film that video before I did these mid-December videos, and then I was like, no. We need to finish 2020. We need to get these videos. I need to wrap up 2020 with these lessons, and then I'll do, you know. And I'm glad I decided to do it that way, because that makes way much more sense, and now I have like a much better idea of everything. But that's your reading, Cancer. If I was talking really fast, I'm sorry. You guys talk really fast. There's some Cancers. that I've like followed on YouTube, and they talk really fast. But yeah, hopefully you subscribe to my channel and stick around. That's what I have for you. Bye.